What's going on, Jab Jab Talk Nation? It's your boy Ozil coming to you live with a video because I just was like, I need to record this for all of you, and I want to get your thoughts on this. I'm catching up with the fights from last night. I was, due to personal obligations, I wasn't able to catch them live, but I'm watching them now, and just a few things that I want to share with you. That's really not, it's boxing related. It's related to this boxing card, but just some thoughts. And I want to get your thoughts on this as well. So leave in the comment section down below. So check this out. Last night's, yesterday's 5 versus 5, Queensberry Promotions versus Matchroom Boxing. Eddie Hearn took a big L, 10-0 for Queensberry. It was a stellar fight card. I mean, we had, Zhang and Wilder, Danny Dubois versus Flip. Bevo came back to the ring. It was good to see him fight against Malik Zanad, Shiraz and Williams, Raymond Ford. That's the one I was watching with Nick Ball. That was an amazing fight. Jeez, that was a war. It was close, but I do feel like Nick Ball definitely pulled it off. Just a really durable, hardcore fighter, in your face, made it really difficult for Ford. And then we had Willie Hutchinson versus Craig Richards. The fights are amazing. Listen, shout out to His Excellency, Turkey Al Sheikh. We had the Riyadh season, I believe, out there in Saudi Arabia, for putting some amazing fights. Not only from a production, but from a build-up, from a marketing standpoint, from like really tapping into some of the big fights, big fighters here in the U.S., bringing them to Saudi Arabia to showcase their talent on a different kind of stage, on a big stage. From start to end, Saudi Arabia, shout out to all of you. I mean, they're putting on some amazing fights. And I think I read in an article that His Excellency Turkey Al Sheikh wants to bring boxing back on a whole different level. Like, he wants to make it like UFC style, where the best are fighting the best. And I feel like they're doing an amazing job and something different in the boxing community. And I just was like thinking about just the branding and the marketing and how the way they're positioning these fights, 5 versus 5, it was promotion versus promotion. I saw on social media that, I'm not sure if it's a rumor, but there was a Mexico versus USA, which actually involved Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, and you looked at some of the fights that he was putting together, and I was like, wow, these are some crazy fights, and how intriguing, how different, and just refreshing that would be for the boxing community to get nothing but stellar back-to-back fights. Something we haven't seen before. One of the things about the boxing community in the boxing world lately is that it takes forever for these boxers to get in the ring. I mean, aside from like Canelo Alvarez, who's pretty frequent, or Javante Davis, even Ryan Garcia, these guys are very frequent. They're fighting, active, Pitbull Cruz, but for the rest, I mean, if you look at Earl Spence and you look at Crawford and you look at what Charlo was doing, you look at some of these other boxers, they're not quite as active, I mean, frankly, and it's really, really sad to see that, because there's just so much talent, but who are they fighting? And I feel like they're just trying to posture and wait for the big payday until they fight a big fight, Crawford. But it's just, Teofimo Lopez. I mean, these are guys that are just so talented. And I feel like what they're doing in Saudi Arabia is they're pressing these fighters to fight each other, frankly. And I love what they're doing out there. And again, I just wanted to share that with you to get your thoughts, to see am I the only one who's noticing that Saudi Arabia is putting together a stellar fight card. They're bringing fighters out of the woodworks. I mean, they're like, hey man, we got these big fights. We're gonna pay you big money, but y'all gotta fight. It was good to see Wilder back. Just some thoughts on the Wilder fight. I was watching it. I think it's done for Wilder. I don't think he wants it anymore. I feel like he's just proven that he's just not the Wilder or maybe he's exposed, the Wilder that we are expected him to be. I feel like he always had that kind of right hook, that devastating one hit a quitter type of hook that will finish anybody out, but he's just not, he's exposed, frankly. When he fights against the big dogs, he's just not that great. He's not that elite, So Zhang, impressive win. I don't know what was up with that knockout. He just turned his whole back and he just got knocked the F out, man. And I don't know. Let me know what you guys think of Wilder's career moving forward. Can we talk about Bivol real quick? I watched the fight. Bivol looks strong, all right? Watching his performance against Malik Zainid, I believe is his last name. You know, Bivol, I mean, and Malik had his moments, but, you know, Bivol shows his style. It's going to take a very, very special fighter to beat Bivol. Arthur Beterbiev, I don't know. I have Bivol actually edging Arthur Beterbiev. I know Beterbiev is a very durable, big dude, heavy puncher, but Bivol looked amazing out there. I mean, his boxing abilities and the way he can break it down and the way he can just pour on those combinations. Finishing off Malik Zainid, I think it was in the 6th round. Bivol is the real deal. I don't know. I think they were talking about if Benavidez beats his opponent in June, in a few weeks, that they're gonna pair him up against the winner of Arthur Beterbiev and Bivol. If he fights Bivol, I mean, Bivol will be that would be a great fight. I definitely have Bivol actually as like the top dog at 175. I don't think nobody could beat him. He looked amazing out there, and just again, he just seems like the perfect fighter at 175. I mean, he has the strength, the boxing ability, and his defense. He just looked really, really good. So. And then, of course, I just finished watching the Nick Ball fight with Ford. Man, that was a close fight. But yeah, Nick Ball put it on him, and I felt like he did edge it. So that's it. I'm going to catch up with all the fights. I was just thinking about what they're doing in Saudi Arabia, the 5 versus 5, the whole promotion versus promotion. You know, it's just a fresh breath air for boxing. I think we need that. We need something different. I like the idea of putting different countries together, you know, Mexico versus USA, maybe Mexico versus, you know, the UK, or, you know, USA versus Germany, you know, just putting together something different to make it exciting for boxing and making it more like a tournament bracket style. I just really like that. I really like what they're doing over there. So let me know in the comment section down below. What do you guys think? What do you guys think of what's been brewing out there in Saudi Arabia? I think it's great. I mean, I know the time zone is a little tricky, but it's pretty cool to watch boxing during the afternoon, right? And you know, I know we're all used to watching sports during the afternoon, so why not boxing? Like, why not bring that back? So I think it's amazing. I think we're going to see more and more stellar fights. I predict that we're going to see some really, really big fights in the near future. So this is an exciting time for boxing. I think a lot of boxers are excited as well. They should be, because I think there's going to be a great opportunity to fight in Saudi Arabia under a different light, on a different stage. And I feel like they're just doing boxing right. So U.S. has always been like the, you know, the epicenter for boxing, you know, Las Vegas, of course, but Saudi Arabia, y'all onto something, man. So shout out to everybody in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, let me know in the comment section down below, guys, what you thought about the last night's fight. Looking forward to it. Jab, jab, talk. Subscribe if you like this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.